Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. I almost said Sunday. I don't know why. Feels like a long couple days, I guess. We're here on the Citadel server. My name is Joel Duggan, and this is a survival multiplayer server that's about 4 years old. Hang out on this and do geeky stuff in Minecraft with friends, and lately we've been working on this medieval town for like almost a year. And the east side of it is coming along quite nicely. Piggy's back. Hello, how's it going? The little one part 2. Glad to see you back. Adis channel, hello. Fred, good to see you as well. And Jazim6, hello. Hey, look, there's Cosmic. How's it going, Cosmic? So it's been a little while since we've been on the server. It's been about a week. We've been playing mostly Satisfactory during the weekdays. And the last time we were on, we worked on the church courtyard, which now has a nice decorated inside. We've got beehives, we've got lighting, we've got little micro blocks, we've got I do run a couple of custom textures for things like beetroot and potatoes and wheat. We've got stairs that take us up to the top of the wall. Path continues around this way. Got a vicar's cottage. Looks like there's something inside the vicar's cottage. Cosmic has decided to live inside the vicar's cottage. That's very funny. So Cosmic has decided to put an armor stand in there. That's hilarious. We got a little path around here, and it pops you out the other side. That took longer than you'd expect to design all that. But that's what we've been up to. Now Cosmic said that she left something in my storage room. We were chatting on Discord earlier, so I'm going to go check that out. See what's what. How's our inventory? Oh, I'm in creative mode. Whoops. I was taking screenshots. Survival. Go. Oh, good. We're all set. It's your house now, says Cosmic. Nice. No, piggies. It's a private server. Pro tip for anybody out there on Twitch. That never works. Don't do it. Oh, look. More stuff. I'm guessing from Cosmic. What does this say? Thanks for the flowering azalea leaves. I didn't know what to give you in return, as you are the Joel that has everything. So, here is Cosmic Bot 3000. Whenever you have a job to do in Minecraft that is super boring, give Cosmic Bot 3000 a shout, and I will come and do the boring job for you. Thanks, Cosmic. Cute. Well, that's good to know. If we ever have any digging or stuff to do, then I will let you know. There's definitely going to be some coarse dirt placement that needs to happen. As you can see, we've got this long road here and long road going along this way. I might enlist the Cosmic for the coarse dirt placement of things. So the last little while we've been spending a lot of time over here. I want to go back over this a little bit. There's a dripstone farm over here that's temporary that I want to remove, and there's a bunch of animals here that I think I need to move around somewhere. I'm not sure where, but I need to get rid of them from that position. So we're going to try and move them. Maybe we'll put them over here or something. Not really quite sure. But yeah, I think I'm just going to do a little bit of tidying up to start the stream, which means I don't need that. And I can put string in the redstone box. It's funny, I haven't been in Minecraft in a week, and yet all the hotkeys come back to me just like immediately, right? I'm a Cosmic placing dirt expert. Good to know. Let's start with the dripstone farm. I should bring the shulker box first. Somewhere we have a shulker box. I think I have enough dripstone for now. I don't see myself building with an absolute ton of it. Yeah. It's good there. And what we might do today is frame out some of these houses. At least give like roof lines and things. I feel like I don't want to block too much. Yeah. Thanks for the lurk, Cosmic. Appreciate it. All right, so out here, we've got this cool little custom tree, but then we've got this ugly temporary dripstone farm. So we're going to take this down, get rid of it entirely. That I'm going to want fortune pick. Has anybody been playing in the new snapshot? I haven't tried it. Not entirely convinced that it's going to be performance ready for my computer. And I also want to wait until I can bring a persistent world from one snapshot to the next before I actually try to mess around with the snapshots. And even then, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I feel like a lot of snapshot play is very repetitive. So I may just go into poke around in creative and look around. I'm not really sure. Oh, you've been around a while then, Adis. And I guess we should probably use some scaffolding. It's not secret text, it's just text that is added from Minecraft Dungeons. I don't have a link, but if you Google snapshot, oh, what is it, 21W37A, you should be able to find the blog post. Although, now that I think about it, I don't know if the alphabet was in the blog post or not. Do. Serious, hello. How's it going? And Cotton, welcome in. Something very satisfying about taking down temporary stuff. Don't know if I brought enough dirt to smooth out this hill, but I'm not sure how much of it we're going to keep anyway. We might smooth this out a little bit. I did bring a bed. Good. Did Facing Typhoon, good to see you. Good to see a number of folks rocking the subscription badges in chat today. So probably take this down a little bit. Good. And we'll just chop this off right here. It's a weird little lake. Do we have enough to fill this in? Because I'm totally going to fill this in. This doesn't need to be here at all. One of the things I want to try to do before we completely leave the east side of town and move on to the west side, or actually the center of town, is just try to clean up the outside of town a little bit so that it's not so plunked right in the landscape. Don't have enough dirt anyway. Nope. That's fine. We'll fill that in later. If breaking grass sounded good, this would be satisfying. I've actually changed the breaking grass sound. I changed it for dirt. It doesn't have the same sound as default because I dislike breaking grass sounds immensely. So I just replaced it with the dirt sound. What's happening right now, Fred? You didn't miss anything in Minecraft. I haven't been in Minecraft since last weekend. So in Satisfactory, we're on to the 4th tier of aluminum production, which is the all-clad sheets, which is nice. I'm probably going to do a double stream today. I'm probably going to switch over into Satisfactory after some time in Minecraft. Stripped oak. We'll just take everything back. Won't need that. Alright, so that ugly thing is now gone. We'll have to figure out what's going to happen over here. I'd imagine I'd want to plant some more trees. Make it feel a little bit less barren. Although it's not bad. Certainly better without that ugly farm. Oh, we have to landscape this too. That's right. And the last time I think we only had one thing left, which was in here. And yeah, we finished that up no problem. I really don't think there's much over here that's been left untouched. The other side of the riverbank is something else we need to do. Maybe that's what we could tackle next. Would be, I want to create, I think, barracks. Would make sense. Immediately out the front gate would have your barracks for your any soldiers and stuff. And then we just have to do some landscaping around there. Yug, hello, how's it going? Yeah, like I don't really feel like there's much missing over this way. You could probably have a couple of things there. Barrel or something. How many barrels are around already? Do I have any barrels in my ender chest? Got one. Wait a minute. Just make one. Sometimes I feel like putting it right in the corner is kind of overdone. But just having something there. That's cool. And maybe just a little bit of green sticking out. So nice to have the ender chest just loaded with all kinds of goodies at this stage of the game when you want to just like walk by something and go, actually, that could use a little something. Yeah, subtle, but definitely makes it feel like more of a busy corner. There could be something else here, but not really sure what. Making ribs, 2-hour wrapped phase, nice. When to take them out of the foil and they're falling apart. I don't, I think I like my ribs done after the 2-hour wrap. 3 hours in the smoker, 2 hours wrapped up, I'm good. Do you sauce your ribs, Toy Bear, before you put them in the foil or after? Oh, right, we've got this tower thing here, too. Forgot about that. Use some more greenery down here, too. Alright, well, let's tackle the next thing. Leads. I guess we should probably figure out a spot to put them. I really don't care about the skeleton horse. The only reason I want these animals is because we don't have any other animals nearby. So if we want to breed animals for any kind of decoration or like here, I want to have some animals that are actually like maybe have a pigsty. Maybe this is where we should move them to. Actually, where? Okay, hold on. I would say maybe here would be a good spot to have like a pigsty. Maybe we'll put down some fences here. I'm probably gonna go get my other box. Rub before the wrap, then I put the sauce right on the foil and place ribs on that. Okay. Butter and honey. So I've added, I do the rub before I put them on the grill. I let them sit in the rub in the kitchen for about a half an hour. And then the only thing I've put, yeah, I sauce them before I put them in the tinfoil, but I also spritz the tinfoil with apple cider vinegar and apple juice. What am I looking for? This box. Maybe it's just new pup. Didn't know quite for 4 days. It's small. Nice. I've been seeing a lot of puppy videos online lately. I'm not sure why. Let's just call this. Let's just put this stuff maybe along here. Be kind of like a loose plan to have a pigsty here. Oh, I don't have nearly as many fences in here as I thought I did. Well, all right then. Let's just do... We'll leave a front gate here, maybe. The animals were added to that little fenced area just to keep them out of your way. Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. I knew that. Yeah. I just want to move them out of the way just so that it's less of a design issue. Oops. Plus, I think like this area might have a proper pig pen in the future. This is gonna be a good spot to kind of keep everything for now. I think we can grab everybody in one go, except for the skeleton horse. Are you tied up? You're tied up. Can I not grab? Oh. Everybody? Nope. Cow. Good. I don't trust leads in this game. I don't find that they work really well. Glad we had this cobblestone bridge here, making my life a lot easier. It's too bad you can't leash animals to, like, all the same animals to one fence. That would be a lot easier. Oh, you can? I didn't know you could do that. Well, hold on then. I want to do this. Five, and then here we go. They all leashed up. I always say leash because I'm more familiar with dogs. Lead is not something that comes to my mind immediately. Cool. So we need one more sheep, one more cow, just in case we want to make more. I think I saw a cow in the woods. What happened to the horse? It's a skeletal horse. It's one of the if lightning strikes, you can get like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Sheep and a cow. Good. 2 by 2. Did not have to travel far. I don't plan on using mobs a lot in decorating the village just because it's hard from a lag perspective having a lot of animals. We've got a sheep farm back at Dartmouth Meadows and it's an absolute lag fest. Will you ever do all the advancements? Nope. 0 interest. See? That's what I mean. Just broke. Cool. Yeah, it's like a zombified. Well, it's a skeletal horse. Zombified horse would be probably something that Mojang doesn't want to get into. It would be consistent, but... So out here, I thought we could do another graveyard. But I don't want to get too into projects that are outside of the realm of the project. Go forth and be free, even though you're dead. This was originally village, I think, that I had to tear down. Gates, fences, fences. Just I have a whole stack of leads. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all these leads. Right, so that's those two tasks done. Did you know you can ride a skeleton horse underwater? Yes. Yep. I think it was Cub Fan last season on Hermitcraft. I always learned a bunch of cool stuff watching Cub. I think I might do both, actually, Pyro. There's an opportunity... I'll walk over here. There's an opportunity in the back of the church. That's the wrong way. If we scoot over here... I love that there's so many different ways to get over here now. So underneath the stairs to go up to the tower, it is dark in here. We just have to be careful. Generally there's bad things waiting. But right here, there's an opportunity to have, obviously a zombie broke off a door, but we could have a staircase going down, and that could lead out underneath this and out, have like a catacombs, but then also have like a secret entrance maybe. That could be kind of fun, I think. Trying to think about where we could add more green. Fair amount in that view. I feel like we need more green kind of like down this way. But there's not a lot of room where like a tree would be. You know, like any tree that would be growing here would have been moved for the sake of people moving around, right? Like you wouldn't want to put a tree here. We could maybe try to squeeze a tree up against the wall, maybe. Although that's going to ruin any view of the river. So I don't know, maybe the solution is just more vines on the roofs. Or we could do... this is pretty plain right here, like this long row of fence gates. We could maybe put a couple of flower boxes there. Have it spill over with a little bit of greenery. That could help, actually. That might be something we can try. That, or we've got these market stands here. We could put some greenery on those, like maybe turn these into something that has some flowers in it, sort of like this, right? Like make it have like a planter or something. That could be cool. Top-down view with the mini-map makes an awesome big start. Yeah, I agree. It really helps with mapping out the area, making sure you kind of like have a feel for how big it is, and doing major projects like the river, having the downward view, very handy. I did turn off all of the bells and whistles. So the map comes with the ability to like see, you can see mobs and see caves and see treasures, and I turned all that off. We just use it for the pixel art. And it just kind of, like I think, is it the comma key? Nope. What key is it? I don't remember. One of them is the zoom key. I don't remember which one it is. Why is the minimap settings? View settings. Maybe it's under my hotkeys. World map. Oh, Z. For zoom. Aha. So yeah, so if you want to take a quick look, you can just kind of take a peek. So you know that the storage room is underneath the giant keep, right? You can see where I am right in the middle there. It's nice. Somewhere I have a box for this stuff. Stone bricks. Terracotta. Oak fences. Why do we have so many oak fences? Kind of obnoxious. Should probably top this up. That's all the terracotta that I need to use. And now we have a decent amount of dripstone. I kind of feel like we should maybe reorganize a little bit. I feel like the dripstone could maybe be better in this box. And then slime we don't need in there. The jungle stuff we can take out. Sometimes it's nice just to have boxes that are just geared to a particular color palette. I don't always do this, but I guess we could leave some jungle stuff in there. Other jungle stuff I've been keeping in one of these other boxes. Hey Bowser, raiding with a party of 10. Welcome in, folks. Bowser Raid says, I'm Goofy J. K Bowser Raid. Thanks so much, K Bowser. How's it going? What were you up to today? Thanks ever so much for sharing your viewers. We'll pop out here to the front so people can see where we are and what we're up to. Stuart Litro. Hey Joel, I've seen your online portfolio of an Illustrator 2. Very cool stuff you have there. Thanks very much. I think the thing that most people in the Minecraft community would be familiar with that I've done is the logo for the MC Championships stuff for Nox Crew. That was a fun project. Drawing that, coming up with the illustration for that chicken jockey zombie was really fun. Great, a bit of Minecraft, a bit of just chatting got recommended for you. Almost 3 a.m. for you. Oh, Mash. Well, by all means, K Bowser, go get some rest. But very much appreciated you sending your peeps over. For folks that don't know, my name is Joel Duggan. And despite the fact that I'm apparently having trouble speaking today, I'm a professional podcaster and hobby streamist, although I'm putting a lot of time in for September. We do a variety of things here on the channel. Looks like we're up doing a double stream day today. We're going to be doing some Minecraft for a bit. And we're going to be switching over to Satisfactory to continue on the play that we've been working on there all week long. So both are building games, both are sandbox games. One is very shiny compared to the other, but I think if you like one, you will like the other as well. So if you're here for a little while, then you're going to see some cool stuff, I hope. I'm also one half the Spawn Chunks podcast for people that don't know. Everything is at joelduggan.com. It's very easy to figure out who I am, what I do, where to find me. Joel Duggan on all the social media for folks that want to follow. But again, thank you so much, K Bowser, for sharing your community. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. So yeah, this is for the folks that just came in, this is the medieval town. Here's an overview. We're looking at the front gate right here, and we've completed most of the east side of town. And then obviously the west is very bleak. We have not done much at all. I guess this would be the west, and this would be like kind of the town center. Town center has got some stuff going on. So as you come in, anything east of town center is pretty barren, but this stuff needs some decoration, but the buildings at least are in place on this side. We do have some framing to do here. I like the idea of putting a tower behind this, which is really cool. And then obviously, front door here, long alleyway here down to the river. We do have some plans in this area, but what we've been doing today has just been like some kind of temporary cleanup, kind of figuring out what needs to be moved. I think I might go delete that tower. I don't think we need it. There's supposed to be a tower over here. Love to see a quick walkthrough. Sure, before you head off to bed, we'll walk out this way. So over here we've got like a warehouse on the river, and that leads up to, this is the market area. So we've got a little house here on the left, that we've got an apothecary, got a carpenter shop complete with a sawmill, little crane over the water. We've got a butcher shop that has a smokehouse out back. nondescript house that just kind of goes up to the next level. Then through here, we've got a spice merchant. We've got an inn. Even has an upstairs. Although we didn't really decorate much. And I think a zombie broke our door. A bakery, blacksmith, stable, the blacksmith, church, the courtyard. This is brand new. We did this last weekend. So all of this is new. Our McNee, yeah, the stone cutter comes in handy as a table saw. There's the spice merchant from the front, and then the rest of these are just houses. It's like a place for the blacksmith to live, that kind of stuff. So maybe what we need to do is just a little bit of landscaping out here. I liked what I did back at the entry point to the area. So we might try something like that. Also, I need to go get rid of this silly tower thing. The easiest way to get out there is probably this way. I think I can do this before it gets dark. Yeah, I was going to put a tower here, but I think I've changed my mind. I think whatever we do, maybe we'll do it with the bridge. Yeah, I think that wall's fine. Maybe if we do anything tower-esque, we'll add it to the bridge here. So obviously it's definitely a work in progress. There's certainly parts that have been more thought out than others, right? We need more street lamps down this area too. It's very dark. One thing I like about this map mod is that it shows you light at night, which is nice. So you can very much see any place that we've decorated and lit versus anything that we have not. You know, paths through the forest, see where the roads are going to go eventually, right? But yeah, not cool at night. What sky pack am I using? I believe it's from Germsy Boy. Pretty sure it's a Germsy Boy texture pack for the sky. It's old though. I don't know if it's his latest, but I quite like it. It has like little pixelated wispy clouds, and the stars at night and the shooting stars at night are why I grabbed it. It requires Optifine though, which is how you have the round sun and moon versus the. Yeah, it does look really good at night. The stars have got some colors to them. It's really cool. I quite like it. Ah, that's already full. Okay. Miscellaneous stuff. Do we have any more carrots? We do. All right. So landscaping over here is definitely something that could be done. We could also add a little bit more greenery into here. Obviously, we could landscape this a little bit too. I don't think there's anything like out here that needs to be torn down. I wouldn't mind extending this road a little bit. Oh, right, that tower too. Yeah, I think we just have a bunch of little odds and ends to take care of today. So while I think about it, I think what I'll do is, because it's just a short task, we'll grab the coarse dirt and the stone bricks and the stone. and we'll just go out the front. Take it easy, Bowser. Thanks again for sharing the folks. If anybody that's coming in for the raid wants to refresh the stream or click the link that was in the welcome command and watch on my channel, we're trying to grow the average viewer on the channel so that we can apply for partner down the line. So if you wouldn't mind doing that, I'd very much appreciate it. So what we're going to do here is just replace the grass with stone brick. Might as well just do this all the way up to the front. Try not to lose the lines that I carefully placed here already. So, right up here. And let the 3D printing begin. I think at some point we're going to have to be careful and just start to like dither this out a little bit. Just temporarily so that it doesn't look awful. If this is too much to ask, how do you go about creating paths in Minecraft? I just started and would like to know your thought process, if that's okay. Oh, not at all. What questions do you have? Like I tend to think about a line and then just try to think about a decent curve for that line. So if you look here, oops. I'm usually trying to like not have it be too straight. And if you look in these parts here, you'll see that it's always either increasing or decreasing by small increments. You can go faster, but it tends to work very well if you do like, that's 3 blocks, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. You don't want to add like, you don't want to do like 2 and then 3 and then 2 again, unless you're repeating that in a long line, because then it starts to look crooked. That is if you want it to look really smooth. If you don't want it to look smooth, I mean, like, do it the way that looks best to you, right? But generally with the paths, in terms of how they go, I tend to look at them as like how they direct the path of the eye. So before you start thinking about where the path is going to go, I just walk back and forth a lot and try to figure out how I want my eyeballs to see what's happening in the world around me, right? See, like if I go back in here, I think I prefer these when they've got like a full connection. So I think what we're going to do is probably remove these like kitty corners. So that would technically mean this would be that. So it's not perfect, but it's just meant to help the area look a little bit less unfinished. I also don't like these. I find these distracting. So we're going to replace these with coarse dirt. So here's a good example, actually, of how I would approach paths. So you can kind of see, before I rip all these out, you can kind of see how I drew the path through here, right? And then through there. But if I'm a player and I'm coming from this way, and let's just pretend the fact that we don't have elytra, you know, like if we're wonking and I want to go that way, I mean, I'm going to want to go this way as soon as the path is going to let me. So I'm not going to walk all the way in here and then do like a right turn like a car. There's probably going to be some curve to the change in direction. And even though this is a giant empty space, and sure, there could be walking paths that go right through here. Maybe I want to put a building here. Maybe I want to put a couple of trees here. I don't know what's going to happen here. Maybe I extend this hill a little bit, because if we extend that hill, one of the things that can do is help reveal the town. So like if we're coming through here, you'll notice that this road goes between two hills. There's a hill on the right, there's a hill on the left. So if we extend this hill a little bit, then it'll be blocking the view of the main tower there. And then as you come around the corner, you get to see like this kind of unfold before your eyes. So a little bit of a hill, like 3 or 4 blocks, plus a couple of trees, is really going to help shield this and create a cool moment when you come into view. So that's how we think about paths to start. After that, it's just a matter of how big you want it to be. But then, like I said here, this roundness to them. I find this very helpful. As for textures, I would go back and watch the VOD that we just did about the path around the church. That's definitely something that you can get a lot of path texture tips from. All of these things are on YouTube, by the way, or will be on YouTube. A lot of the texture work, a lot of the brick by brick placement that I've done in this town are all up on YouTube. It's on Joel Duggan VODs. My main channel, I haven't posted any edited videos in a long time, but the VODs are there and they're unedited. Full 3-hour videos, no cuts. Just you get to see the design process. You get to hear about what I'm thinking when I'm doing it, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to put in a couple more individual blocks just here. Maybe another one up here. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. I just wanted to kind of get that extended. And if memory serves, we just use like a little bit of cobble. Thank you, Cosmic. We will definitely be taking a break in a few moments. If you're new to the stream, I take a break about once an hour. All that means is just me stepping away for 5 or 6 minutes. I usually refresh my coffee. That kind of thing. So I'm just going to throw in some cobble here quick. Just so it's not completely boring. This will get a lot more love later, once we know what is going to be happening in the area. No sense in doing a lot of texture work when it could change. So. But you can see even just a few bits of cobble change it from being pretty boring to at least having a little bit of wear and tear to it. Might as well just bring a few more of those down. Just to say that it's not like completely unfinished. I think one of the things is that I eventually want to start doing a little bit more switching on the server. We've got this great sort of design process happening on the server where we've got different zones. So I need to switch between zones a little bit more. Being an entire year in the medieval building area it's been fun, but I think maybe I want to take a break for a little bit and switch it up, keep things fresh. But I don't want to leave this in a state of incompleteness, you know, like I kind of want to finish half of it, you know, before I move on and take a break. So right now I haven't decided exactly what I want to do. And part of me also thinks that a good time to take that break would be when Caves and Cliffs comes out, the second part. I think that's good. Maybe we'll do this. Coarse dirt, grass, and dirt. Fairy Tale Facade, subscribe with Prime. Thanks ever so much. Hope you're having a fantastic day. 3 months in a row that unlocks the Waterstone Keystone badge. Nice shiny blue one. I like that one. It's the first one I designed. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks again for the support. Make sure you connect your Discord and your Twitch so you can join us in the Discord in between streams. Good timing. I'm just about to go on a break. But we'll be back in about 5 minutes. First I need to do... Oh, hello, friend. Any more of you? I really need to put doors in this place. Storage system. Shulker boxes. Feels darker than normal in here. I feel like maybe we've lost a couple of torches somehow. Not sure. Anyway, I'm gonna pop over here to a place where I can go AFK. And then we can think about what we're gonna tackle next. Let me know if you have any thoughts in chat when I come back. Obviously, I can't read them when I'm not here, but when I come back, let me know what you wanted me to try and tackle next in the town. We'll see what we can come up with. I'll be right back. All right, what is going to be next? Trying to do something similar. I don't know how to do the roof. Roofs are difficult. I agree. So are dark areas in builds you don't want blown up by creepers. Okay. Where's my shovel? My shovel needs to be repaired. Cool. Thank you, Cosmic. I think I'm all caught up on Cub's video. No, I'm behind a couple days. I haven't been on YouTube in a couple days, so he's probably released one since then. I'm a fan, though. I really like his content. So I think maybe what we'll do is tackle the rough plan for this. Seeing as we had a couple questions here recently about paths. So what's going to happen here is that I want there to be enough room when you're up here to have like barracks. So there's going to need to be a road, and we're going to need to build the barracks so that I don't know exactly whether we should have the road be up against the wall That would make the most sense, because then we could probably have an additional staircase. Right now there's only one stair to get up on this wall, and that doesn't seem right. I probably want to go with like a door or something in here. That would probably make sense too. And there is the door over here, which doesn't have it inside, but that's fine. And we could make this wider if we want to. It doesn't have to be this narrow. But I think it would be cool to have maybe this could be the part of it. Could lead up this way. Probably keep the path up against here. We'll have all the houses on the river. This would probably just be path again. Maybe an extra 1 or 2 houses here. That could probably work. So the easy part about this is that it's just going to probably follow the wall for the most part. We'll make it a little bit more interesting. So I'm going to need coarse dirt and probably just like cobblestone. Probably just the basics, right? Coarse dirt. Grass. Dirt. Do I have any slabs? Bring that. And that's probably about it for now. So this is technically probably the largest part of the east part of the city that has yet been touched by anything. Where do we want to set up here? I guess we'll set up here in the middle. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll do dirt, grass, coarse dirt. Cobblestone. Gravel, and then slabs. I forgot to bring a spare shulker, but that's fine. So along here, we're going to want to have some buildings. Come take the armor stand down in the cosmic bot too, by the way. No reason for them to stay there. Oh, that's fine. That's hilarious. Good reminder. I got a really good chuckle out of the armor stand in the vicar's cottage. So yeah, we're probably going to take the path up this way. Would be my guess. And what I like to do is I usually plan them top down and then worry about the height changes. but we're going to want at least 2 blocks, probably more like 3. And I don't want it to be a straight line. And that's another reason why I use coarse dirt. It's because you can see it as a different color from above on the map a lot easier. And it's probably going to be a 4 wide path, my guess. You're starting to see kind of how it comes together, but obviously it's that's very rigid. I'd like it to be a little bit smoother than that. So this part is probably going to be longer. Even though it's going to go up, it's still going to go in a straight line. Then we'll go sideways here. Two, three, 4. Probably easier if you want to map it out with a dark, like a different color block as well. You really use whatever you want. It's starting to feel a little bit better. Still not sure what to do with this space right here. Using coarse dirt now as paths with the aim to work in the other textures. It's amazing what a difference it makes. Yeah, I like it a lot better than the grass path. It's too bad that the grass path only has the one texture. Like there aren't multiple kinds of path. Like I know that there's a path block. It's a grass path block. But imagine if there was a dirt path, a grass path, leaf path, you know, stick path. You could probably come up with some cool ways to do stuff there. So I don't want there to look like there's too much room here. I feel like this is going to need, if this was like a common place for people to come and go, this is probably going to be at least 5 in terms of its width. And that I imagine probably as wide as this, if not a little bit wider. I'm trying to keep it close to the wall because it'll give me more room for houses on the riverside. So what I do here for paths is I just copy what's happening on either side. The trick is, though, after that, you're going to want to overlap them, but that's like a stage 2 of the design. So You can see the path kind of curves up and then comes back down. And I think what I want to do is actually want it to have a bit more of a curve to it here. So instead of 5 here, I think we're going to reduce this to 3. And that's a little bit too much, so we'll go 1 there. Back to this. Right. How are we going to do this? Right, so then that's too sharp now, right? So you want to back that up a little bit. So here we'd want to extend this. And I know I have to redo a lot of this over and over again because I need to see what's happening with the grass blocks, but see, now you can just start to see there's a bit of a curve to the path. We'll come up with something to do here, something that people would have to walk around. But I like that. So now we have to just kind of mimic the other side to kind of get a good idea how it's going to feel. So let's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that. Hey, you're just listening to the Spawn Chunks and you found me on Twitch. That's amazing. Welcome in. Thanks for listening to the show. And thanks for coming by the stream. We're working on a path to some barracks in the medieval town build that you probably heard me talk about on the Spawn Chunks. One, 2, 3, 4. So then this goes over here. Right, so you start to see how you can sort of get a very rudimentary curve. It doesn't feel very advanced, but that's where the overlap comes in. When you start to overlap things, it'll start to feel a lot better. So for the overlap, all you have to do is think about which way the curve is going. And so you want the outside of the curve to be longer than the inside. And so all that really means here is just adding 1 on the end of each one of these for now, right? So you add 1 here, add 1 here. So instead of the corners lining up, if you look at here, see how the switch lines up? But if we the curve now, the outside is going this way, right? So if we change this, we'll add 1 here. We'll add 1 here. Well, we're going to have to add all of this in front of the door anyway. But now there's an overlap. Right? And you can play with this a little bit too, because you can add 1 there, but you can also subtract 1 here if you really want to. That becomes a little bit more of a path. So same idea. We'll just do this all the way down. Done that there. We'll add that there. Probably won't do anything there because I don't want to have the corners touch. Make sure I have enough coarse dirt. Now we can start to fill it in. Just realizing I'm doing this all in coarse dirt, and I should probably have done it in cobblestone. Or like stone brick. I wasn't planning on it being a super well kept road. So you can start to see now how it has a little bit more of an organic shape to it. Obviously it's a bit harsh here because of the way that the map shows the height level changes, but pretty good. We might even want to just pull that back entirely. So then we have to think about the height changes. It's probably going to start off with more stone brick, like I said. We're probably going to pull it similar to what's going on here. So let's just replace all these. We'll worry about tying it into the stone later. No, I don't want this to be steps. I want it to be slabs. So we're probably going to want 4 levels between each tier, so that we can come in here with the stone brick slabs. The mighty Elkhorn is here. Hello, Elkhorn. How's it going? Yeah, I really should have done this with stone bricks instead of dirt, but whatever. Changed my mind mid project that this is not going to be all dirt. We might work some dirt into it. Cool. That's not going to be like that. I'd imagine it would probably fall off quite quickly after the stairs. You are indeed a wizard. A mighty wizard at that. So did I hear it's a double header today? Minecraft and Satisfactory. You did hear that correctly. So folks, stick around. All kinds of good gaming happening today. I'm just really excited about where we are in Satisfactory, and I'd like to keep going with it. And I don't have any major projects in Minecraft, and Minecraft isn't performing well for me right now. I'm not sure what changed, whether it's Optifine or what, but I'm not finding it a good experience sometimes. All right, let's think a little bit more about the houses before we get carried away here. I'm betting we probably want to have like a door kind of in that position. Want them to be at least 5 wide. I guess we should think about them from the inside out, really. Yeah, it's kind of narrow. Really, all they're supposed to be is just bunks. Right? Like bed, stove. Maybe at least a little bit wider. Need some like rough blocks. Let's go. Wood box is usually a good bet. So we can just plan this out with like slabs, stairs, maybe some dark oak. So we'd want enough room for like a bed, stove, a little bit close. Maybe we have to go with even numbers. Bed, stove. Like one little bit of decoration. What else would be in a barracks? That's it, right? I'm gonna have the meal hall be maybe like this part here or something. I guess I should think about that. This is too close. I'd say that's cozy enough, right? Room for a window. Chimney. Path to a bigger building here, which could even share a wall, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Right, so a big mess hall here. I feel like that could work. And then if we go down around the corner, we would have probably something cool to look at. What am I working on at the moment? A bunch of barracks and a mess hall for soldiers that would maybe man the front wall. Yeah, I feel like if this was here and we had like a cool foundation thing, we could even try to get access out the back here maybe. There could be another path here. This could be a path to the back door. We'd have a downstairs. I like adding layers to the buildings, which is nice. And then from here, you'd just be able to see the back of the houses. These are going to be really simple. Actually, I'll show you an example over this way. We did something very similar over here. Yeah, I think it'll look cool. Right, so like it'll be all this stuff. It'll be very busy. A bunch of different houses and roofs all going through there. But over this way, we did something very, very similar. Right here. Right here on the end. This little space here. That's all this is, right? Bed, carpet, chest, and a table. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So really it's a 4x3. It really doesn't need to be very big at all. That's good to know. It would be nice if I was able to put like at least a furnace, but maybe we don't need to. Yeah, this is a 4x4 with some extra room. I mean, this could also be a double, right? Get 2 guys in there. Share the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can stagger the entrances and stuff. Maybe we make this one a little bit longer just so that it looks more interesting on the backside. Don't know what we would do here. We could actually probably just add in another house, right? The same idea, just like, whoops, bed, table, chairs, like just really not much going on. So that's one. So it's one big building, and then 1, 2, 3 small buildings. I guess this would be a good spot to leave an opening. I don't know what for. Maybe just a staircase or something. And then we could try to fit more, but before we do that, I want to continue the path along here. Thanks for all the follows today, folks. Really appreciate that. On the diagonal, did I miss your gift sub to Procote? I'm sorry. I totally missed that. Thanks ever so much for the gift sub. Jeez. Hey, Aldebar. I like that 9-month air... Sorry, 6-month air keystone badge. Very cool. One of my favorites. So here I think we just won't rock the boat. We're just going to follow the path of the wall. And we'll just switch just before the wall does. And here we want, I guess, this. On the diagonal, I appreciate the gift, but if you do it on the break, then I don't see them often. Never think about a gift sub for any streamer as an interruption. My gosh. It helps us do what we do. Plus, here's another way to look at it too. If you are gifting a sub or subbing, and the streamer has an opportunity to say thank you, that encourages other people to then sub, right? Which I can't do if I miss it. Plus, I can elaborate on things like the Discord and all kinds of stuff. So I'm not like, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but I just, you know, never feel like you're interrupting. My gosh. Okay, so we do that there. I think I just have to fill this in. We're gonna have to tweak the edge of it, I think. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna stay like that. So what we want to do is bring this edge back a bit. To make sure that that outside edge is leading around the corner, which it is now. Now, as far as the diagonal coming down here, that's actually okay. That's probably a bit better. Nope. Cool. So it feels a little bit flat on this side here. So we're going to bump this up. We'll take a look and see how many this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just add more grass. And that, as I mentioned, could lead down into possibly a staircase going down this way. When I walked here last, I totally got lost trying to figure my way around. I ended up leaving via the wrong gate. You need maps. I need, we need better signs. I wish, I'm tempted to add like a fabric mod that gives us better signs in Minecraft. Because I don't think it would be too much of a stretch. I don't think it would break vanilla gameplay, you know? So same idea. I think we've got room for probably 2 buildings here. I guess the opening would be sort of like there. And then maybe we'll go back by 2 blocks. Ran out of cobblestone. Oh, thanks, Cosmic. I'm glad that you liked your walkabout. So I'm not sure why, but all of a sudden I'm getting a lot of lag in this area, and I don't know whether there's caves that are causing problems or what. Very frustrating. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think that lays out our last little set of buildings. How is that going to look from the other side? Yeah, once they're actually decorated and stuff, that could look quite cool. I like the idea of there being maybe stairs down to another small wharf right here would make sense. Maybe this is where they get some military stuff, you know, or supplies for the soldiers could come in down there. But I like the idea of some sort of staircase here. So let's do like a, give ourselves a room for like a wall. And then I'll just rough this out here. That'll look cool. We've got something similar over there, right? Kind of like a finished version of what I'm thinking to go down here. That could look cool. And then the other space was over here. And we needed to think a little bit more about what the inside of this is going to look like. So this, I'm thinking meal hall. So we'll need a chimney. Probably going to be on this side. We've got a 6 wide interior. Not that it has to be centered. But we could then use the middle part for like a table. And this could be hearth-like. I guess this could also be wider too. Gives a nice key feature, maybe. I don't know if I want that there. I think I might want that down the other end. Reverse it. Did I hear you say you're looking for a new project to work on to take a little break from this area? Yeah, no, that's definitely something I was thinking about. I want to get the east side to a point of you know, rough completion so that if people like you or Alistair come by on stream, that it doesn't look like really unfinished. I want to try to have like the area here at least sort of roughed out. Yeah, I like a chimney in that position better so it doesn't block the tower of the bridge. Not that really going to matter because this thing is going to have corners and walls and stuff. Plus a roof. I want to try to do something more interesting with this building than just a big box, so I'll have to work on that. Somebody earlier was asking about the sky. This is the transition into the night sky is probably one of the better things about this sky pack from Jersey Boy. See, like, bigger stars in some places and smaller stars. Some of the stars are more blue. Depending on where you look, some of them are more red. Thought I saw a red one the other day. Might depend on the time of day. Yeah, that one's got some more red to it there. There's some green ones too, I think. Which is nice. Plus the clouds kind of like look a little bit like nebula, you know, at night. That one's almost purple. It's from Jersey Boy. I don't remember which version it is, though. It's old. I've had it for a long time. Yeah, Devil, I agree. It's very cinematic. Lavin Othello? Thanks very much. Yeah, we're trying to do player scale, and we're trying not to get too complicated. Otherwise, this would take years to finish. But I think what we need to do now is kind of like frame out the rest of the houses, because I'd like to try to get at least an idea of where these are going to be. So like we'll remove, that's not going to be there. Okay, we're trying not to break the bank with the design here. I just want to make sure it doesn't look terrible from the riverside. I could probably be doing this in something easier to take down, like netherrack or some other softer stone, but I find that it's difficult to gauge kind of like how you're going to, like how it's going to look if it's all like weird maroon, like wine colored. So that's why I use bricks most of the time. It's probably going to be some version of gray, unfortunately, but we'll have to figure that out. So this is a little bit boring. We might be able to spice this up by cutting these out a little bit. Have that be a little bit more like an intentional thing. Cuts down on the viewing obstruction as well. So these are the kind of things that you realize like shortly after you frame something. You're like, you know, we make it a little bit less square, then we can see more of what's happening around us. That gives this a better look. And then same thing over here. I'd like to try to add a little bit more in terms of layers to this, but we'll see. Whoops. Just notice that if I place a trapdoor adjacent to a glass pane, then open the trapdoor so it lies against the glass pane, the glass connects. I think I did know that. I remember trying to do some cool stuff with like iron trapdoors and glass and like a redstone farm or something, and it was like, nope, that does not do what I thought it was going to do. I think it's because the game treats an open trapdoor like a solid block on that face. Fences do the same thing, actually. I know that because I've messed around with enough fences. So these aren't going to be windows. I just kind of wanted to loosely frame out how this is going to look. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. I like the in and out. You know, like it's not all flat. We've got a lot of variation going on. Chimney here will look cool. We might be able to add something on this so it's not flat. Maybe we can put the chimney on the backside? That might be kind of weird, but we'll figure it out. The stairs feel like an awful lot of room. This feels very empty. I might try to squeeze in an extra house. Yeah, we're well on our way towards 200 subs. 162, that is the most we've ever had on the channel. We did a satisfactory tour at 150 subs. That VOD is up on Twitch and soon to be up on my YouTube VOD channel. And folks that are new to Satisfactory, it's a good VOD to check out. So we can't fit another one there. Oh, we could squeeze another one in here, but it would be rough. I'm not entirely sure if I want to do that. We're up really high up here. I was thinking like I could start the staircase here, go down, go right, and then go straight again. But I don't know if I want to do that. Like it would involve putting another barracks like right here. And that feels, well, that might be okay. I don't know. I'll leave this little suggestion here in case I want to do that. We'll have to try it and see what it looks like. Question, do you ever do builds in creative before the server? No, not Humo, no. I don't like building stuff twice. And that's part of what I do on stream is like sharing the creative process, sharing the fact that it takes 3 hours or 2 hours to clean up a little bit of your builds, and then this took an hour, you know, just this rough plan of the path. Like this was nothing but grass here a few minutes ago, and we've got a path, we've got some builds, but like that took an hour, right? There's a lot of, you know, YouTube cuts and stuff. Not criticizing, because I know that, you know, some creators are very clear, but like this took forever, right? But I feel like still your brain gets the impression that this does not take very long, when it really does take a while. Yeah, I'm just wondering about the shape of this building, if we might be able to add a little bit more to it so that it's just a little bit bigger. Maybe not having the chimney there, but having the hearth here would be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The chimney was there, it would be between. Oh no, it would still block the. I don't know. I'm looking at the eye line here. I'm looking at like what's in the distance, and we've got 2 points here. We've got this. So a chimney like right here would make sense. A chimney on the back would actually be like right there. I guess it depends on where we put it. We could also have something here on the lower level, like this could be another house right here. Or building, maybe not house, but like just something like this or something like that. It's kind of a nondescript. These don't have any decorations inside, they're just kind of like empty right now. Really appreciate watching your creative process, thanks. It makes me feel much better as I learn to do, be a better builder. Well, that's the thing, right? Like if you can be around when someone's going through this process, you're going to pick up a lot more than just like looking at a completed build when someone goes, this took forever as they walk by. You're just like, look at this. And then they're off and you're just like, but just how did you do the thing? What was the texture? What went wrong? Like, why did you use that block? Like all that kind of stuff is nice to know, I think. The only thing not humo that I do in creative sometimes is I will test redstone stuff. That stuff I don't enjoy like A/B split testing in survival. I'd much rather test a big mob farm or a lot of times with big mob farms lately, I don't even design them myself. I just download somebody else's schematic and then look at it and then I incorporate it. We did that with the moss farm. That we did here on the server a little while ago. It's an Ilmango's moss farm. I downsized it and simplified it for my needs and our needs here on the server. And then I decorated it to make it look nice. And that was all done live. I didn't do any fancy stuff behind the scenes, but the major like redstone portions of that were definitely done in, you know, not in creative, but like they weren't mine. I copied them from Ilmango because they're just, I could spend hours and never come up with a farm like that, right? So you just kind of like, I can make it look cool, but I'll leave some of the more technical stuff up to somebody else. I can still do redstone on my own, but not at that level. Not at that level. Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. On the other side, we'll have to do a little bit of landscaping. Because we'd obviously want ground underneath these. I think everything else has got dirt under it. I guess we could have another staircase here if we wanted to. Not that it's really needed. This could just be something like what we have over there. Just a wall. All right, well let's take a look at this side here. Because we do have a little bit of room to add something. We could try to... Not sure what would be, or what would make the most sense. Like I'm thinking about like if it's just a hall, like why would you put an extra bit on it? Outside of it being like where you would cook. But I do know that I want to move this stuff because I want to try and map out one last building here. course, out of room. So, I'm thinking here, probably end up with some coarse dirt along the side. And I guess probably like here. So here's where we could do, could be tricky, but an angled build here could be really nice. Got a couple of angled houses here, or like stepped houses. So maybe along here, look at how this path goes. Stages of 3, maybe we can do like stuff like that. Share a wall maybe. Thank you, Cosmic. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of get one last little thing in here. So that could, oh, that sticks out a little bit too much maybe. Yeah, we might want to cut this part back. There's nothing to say it has to be symmetrical. Yeah, like we could do that, but then bring this part out if we wanted to. Door. Yeah, I like that better. Gives a nice kind of feeling here. We could again bring this out a little bit farther if we wanted it to. But I like the idea of there being like a path here. I don't know what for. Maybe just basement access to whatever this could be. Maybe we could do like another storehouse, another warehouse. Adding more dark deep slate over here would also be good. So yeah, lots to do. Lots to do. But nice to have at least a roughed out plan. I think. No idea what to do on the roofs. That's why I haven't started them. These little roofs are going to be pretty straightforward. They're just going to be like little, probably little peaks going that way. Then it's this one that I want to do first though, because I'd like to try to establish kind of like a style for the area. And I'd imagine it'll be something similar to one of these. A lot of dark oak behind it, so we probably want to go with a spruce roof. Problem there is that well, if we do a spruce roof on the main hall, then we could do a dark oak roof on this one here. We also have slate and stuff that we can deal with too. Deep slate. Anyway, Let's just get a little bit higher here. Somewhere's where we can see. Yeah. So what started off as a big grassy nothing has now got a little path that kind of goes up here. We will transition this a lot smoother, obviously add a lot of texture. This is going to be some sort of meal hall or mess hall, and all of these are meant to be barracks for potential soldiers that would be guarding the wall here. So we've got a staircase here. We're going to put a staircase inside that tower, and we're going to put a staircase in the bottom of this tower. There's one here already in the midsection, but it doesn't connect. So there's access there, there, and here to the wall. All of these doors are along the path here. And then we're going to have like the mess hall and just some sort of nondescript building there. And then obviously we'll maybe do a staircase down here. Got lots of cool plans. If you're just tuning in, welcome. Don't go anywhere. I'm about to take a slightly longer break, but we're going to switch games. We're going to switch over to Satisfactory. It's a double header stream day today. So we've got a couple hours in here on Minecraft, and we're going to switch over and do a couple more hours in Satisfactory. So I hope you're on board for that. It is a fantastic game. We've been having a lot of fun. I've got some really cool builds happening in Satisfactory. Think Redstone on steroids if you're new. Will there be an armory? I don't know, actually. I think that's what this building was supposed to be, right here down below. There's also like storage underneath these stairs for an armory as well. There's also an armory where was it? There is one somewhere. It's been a year. I don't remember. Don't remember where it is. But yeah, I think it was meant to be like right down here would be my guess. Like it was meant to be like on the way up the stairs, kind of like grab your sword and go sort of deal. We could also have an armory. I guess we could put something in the basement of this building here too. Like on the way up the stairs, grab your gear, that kind of thing. But anywho, before it gets dark here, I want to say check out the Spawn Chunks at thespawnchunks.com. Free podcast all about Minecraft. Check out the Citadel Cafe at thecitadelcafe.com. That's a free podcast all about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. Last one, we talked about What If, the series from Marvel that's on Disney Plus right now. I am going to continue streaming. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the bits. Thanks for the subscriptions. Check out Patreon if you want to subscribe outside of Twitch and support the channel. And we'll be right back in, say, 8 to 10 minutes with Satisfactory. See you in just a bit. Bye for now.